are live. I want to make sure of that, but I think we are. I think we are. I believe we are. One, two, three. One, two, three. Yay. It's Friday, y'all. How you doing? You doing good? Oh, streaming, streaming. I should be streaming now. I have to check that, really, honestly. Oh, come on. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, Lord. Okay. Here we are. Now I have to open my thing. Okay, so I thought about looking at quotes in a different way. You know, we've seen so many quotes. I'm sure you have and I have, and so it takes really a good quote to get to us, to speak to us. So I thought about, well, why don't you approach quotes in a different way, Louise? Why don't you interact with the quotes and then interact with the people who are watching your video and are watching your quotes? So I have 3 quotes for you tonight, and it has to do with relationships. So I think you're going to like that pretty much, very much. So the first quote says, "Dear heart, do you fall in love when you're ready, or you fall in love when you're lonely?" There's something about we all did that, right? We fell in love because we're lonely, but we don't really know that we're lonely. So what is the difference between we fall in love when we're lonely and we fall in love when we're ready? When we're ready to fall in love is because we're clear in our head and we're clear about who we are, where we're going, and especially what we are not going to accept. What will be intolerable for us? And for that, we need to make a list. So you take a piece of paper, you divide it by, you divide it by 3, but you just make 3 columns. The first column is, if you would wake up tomorrow morning and have the perfect partner next to you, what would be his qualities? You have to line that up. That is important. Take your time and think about it. The second column would be, what would be intolerable for me? What would basically I would not be dealing with? It would be a no-no thing. Now that you really have to think about that and be very honest, straightforward, and clear, because the more you're going to be with this column, the more focused you will be on what you want, and you will stand for what you want, and you will not take the third or the fourth best, right? There's something about writing. There's something about, taking ownership of what we are listing on a piece of paper. And you will have this experience as you do it. The third column is, what are your views about a relationship? What are your opinions? Do they never work? Do they, what is your opinion? Is your opinion colored by what your friends are telling you? Is your opinion colored by what your environment have showed you? Have showed you? Are you colored by what your parents said about it, or what you have seen in with your parents, fighting all the time, divorcing, whatever it is, right? You have to put that down, because this comes in the way of you having the relationship that you would love to have, that you're deserving, that you can have. But these things are filters. They're barriers in your way that you don't need, because they're not even your beliefs and your views. They're somebody else's views. Now think about that. They are not your views or your opinions. They are not your experience. They're not even your experience. It's like we make it our experience, right? So you have to look at these three columns, because these three columns, and especially the second and the third one, will have an impact on your outcome. Now, I've been through this. My opinion of myself, I thought I was not worthy of someone, a companion who had a profession, who was very well anchored financially, who was generous, kind, articulated, who could have a conversation. Okay, guys, just a conversation, just really cool conversation on different topics. But that was it was my list. It doesn't mean it's your list, but it was my list. And also someone that was outdoorsy, someone that liked nature. And what you want to look for, besides all these things that you deserve, what you want to look for is someone that is on a journey of awareness. Now, you can have someone who will just give you a lip service about, oh, yes, I'm on a journey. And, I read this and that and Wayne Dyer and, and I've seen on TV this and that and Michael Beckwith and I've seen, Bob Doyle or... No. The key question is, what can you tell me about your life where you made a difference because you're on a journey? And this is where you will see if, this person has a journey or not. And I mean, hey, I will tell you, I got caught in with someone who thought he was on a journey. But at the end of the day, he was just giving me lip service. Not because he wanted to give me lip service. It was not intentional. It was just where he was, in his life. And I got misled by me. So now I know what the key questions are, and I want to really, really pass them to you. Now, the next thing, because we need to move forward, right? The next thing is, let me remove this slide here. Yes. The next thing is, what you are seeking is seeking you. And you're going to say, well, I know what I'm seeking, but it never meets me, right? I always end up with the wrong guy or a repeat of the relationship I had before. And what's in the way? What isn't the way? Really, it's your thoughts. It's your mind. Our mind is always in the way. It's even in the way of God, providing us the best, the wonderful, the magnificent. No, our mind is in the way because we're talking ourselves out of it. And I don't know if you saw the latest statistics of that, but 85% of the average individual, 85% will talk himself or herself out of greatness. So, what you seek is seeking for you. However, you have to be clear with this list, right? What are the qualities of the awesome, perfect, your dream companions? What are the qualities of this person? That is the first column. But the second column is really important, and it is, what am I not going to tolerate? What am I not going to tolerate? And this is often the column that people miss. They will do the first column. I want someone who is so creative, and I want someone who looks good, and I want someone who's attractive, and I want someone who's charismatic, and I want someone who... That's fine. We have to do this column. It's very important. But the second one is much more important. What is it that you do not want to tolerate. And then the third column is really important too, because my wonderful angels, this is this column. What you will put inside this column is exactly what is in the way of you to get what you are seeking for. Okay? Now, let's move on to the third quote. So let me remove this one here. Bye-bye. Now, why do I say these things? Did I invent that? No. I'm not intelligent enough to invent that. I believe in that though. But here's our guy, Albert Einstein. Everybody heard about him. We don't know him, very much, but he is a name in as a physicist. And what did he say? Now, listen to this guy. Everything is energy. And we could replace energy with God. Because if you have a microscope and you're really going into an object, a person, whatever you want, a piece of fabric, and you go down and down and you really focus, on every layer, and you bring this microscope to the really microscopic little thing of what is inside. It's light. It's the Creator. It's God. So everything is God. And that's all there is to it, guys. It's light and God is light. Now, match the frequency of the reality you want, which means, take out all the crap in our thoughts and our beliefs. And, the third column of the document, of the paper, our views, our opinion, and everything that is so limited and colored by what we were brought up with or whatever it is, right? So you match the frequency of the reality you want. And you cannot help it but hold it in your hand. Remember Bob Proctor? Bob Proctor. He said he's a pioneer of life transformation. And he said, whatever you put your focus on, really you focus on. And if you focus on that long enough, you will hold it in your hand. So here we have Albert Einstein that says, well, guys, you match your frequency, you match your belief, your focus on the reality you want or on your outcome, and you cannot help but, get that reality manifested in your life and your right now experience. And honestly, it cannot be any other way. And this is not a philosophy. It can become a way of life. Of course, it becomes a way of life. It's a new way of believing. It's just changing your opinions and changing your perception. But this is physics. It's a law of physics. And it's any experience or experiment that is repeatable. You can repeat that and you can quantify that. And there's another quality to it that I can't remember now. It's a law. It's a law. It's the law of God. It's the law of physics for those who do not believe in God, but it's a law of God for people like us who believe in God and a higher power. Now, is this a new age hocus pocus kind of information? No. Remember The Secret? Rhonda Byrne? She read a document of Walter Wattles, 1901. So, 18th century, 1901. And all that stuff I'm talking about is not new stuff. No, it was known for hundreds and hundreds of years. All of us, life transformations teachers, either it's Bob Proctor, either it's, where's my book? Think Think Rich and Grow Here, and oh Jesus, just give me a second here. Think and Grow Rich. Okay, we got it here. Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill. You know, that's a long time ago, okay? A long time ago. It's all the same things that they're teaching. It's all the same. And trust me, I studied each one of them because that's the way I am, right? I have to really, before I put an opinion out there, before I put a teaching out there, it has to be factual. That's just how I am, and I will not serve anything else to you guys that is not that. So, they all say the same thing, except they say it in a different way. So, personally, myself, I had to hear it from different sources, but sources that were in the same field, right? It's all the same. It's just explained, presented, said in a different way. But I can assure you that it's true. Everything is God. Everything is energy. And that's all there is. You match your thoughts to the reality you want. And that means you match your beliefs, your view, to the reality you want. And you cannot help it but get it. Because you know what? It's already happening. We create our reality every minute, every day, and all the time. And I did that too. And trust me, just like you, I didn't have it pretty and sugar-coated, okay? And I know you're with me. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. We have to change that. It's important that you change that. Why? Because you are needed. Well, oh, Louise, we are needed. Yeah, you know. No, you are. First of all, you are needed for yourself, okay? You want freedom. You want to feel freedom. You want to feel lighter. You want to feel that this life is worth living. You want to feel these things. You deserve to feel these things. Why not? What else is there to feel here other than that? I don't know how many more years you have to live here. You know, if you're my age, probably 30 years, or hey, why not making these 30 years wonderful and beautiful? Because you can, you know, you can. Yes, we are responsible of the decisions that we're making and the choices we're taking, but if we are responsible for that, well, if you made it, if we made it, if we created, we can undo it, right? That's it. So, think about these slides that I'm presenting tonight, because really, yeah, I'm going to trigger a change in your life, that's for sure. Why not, right? This is what I'm here for. But I trust your intelligence. I trust your insight, especially women. And I'm also talking to men here, okay? It's just that I have 90% of our group are women. So, and we do have men too. So we have to, you know, just get them in with our team. And it's the same for them. Think about that. Think about that. And when you're looking for a partner, make sure that this partner is not giving you a lip service. Because if this partner is giving you a lip service, Remember that when we take a partner in our life, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband to be, a wife to be, we are taking the baggage as well. And there's nothing wrong with the baggage as long as they know what the baggage is and they're aware and they understand, right? The journey that they're on, and that there is a transformation to be made, and they are on this path and they want to be on this path with you. Don't go for the second best. Don't do that. No. Do this homework that I gave you. Do this list, and you will be surprised how much it will change you, how much confidence it's going to give you, and more knowledge that you need to have. Change, it begins with knowledge, information. That's where it begins. Okay? This is Louise. I am with Transform Your Life by Design. Ditch your limits tonight. And I will see you this week. I'm leaving for a vacation. I'm going camping with my wonderful Mr. Wonderful, my husband. I'll talk to you about him later. That's quite a story for me to meet him, and I will share that with you. You'll love it. So I will talk to you this week. Okay? Ciao. Love you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that. Bye now. How do I close this? Oh my goodness me. Oh, here it is. Stop. Bye.